when the fire department arrived, you're able to tell them, hey, there's still one person left.
Kids are naturally curious, but it helps us learn. I'm Ethan. I'm Madeline.
I'm Ann. I'm a firefighter with the Kennewick Fire Department, and I'm here today to talk about fire safety with the trio Spokeskids. We're here today talking about fire safety.
What's the most common way to start a fire accidentally?
I can think of two ways. Cooking fires, and in this kind of weather would be campfires or a backyard fire where somebody's like having a little cookout or something. Did you know that the best way to protect yourself from a fire is to have a working smoke detector in your home?
Really?
Number one way that people die in fires at home is from smoke inhalation. And if you have a working smoke detector, it greatly increases the chances that you can get out alive.
You know when you're in a fire and you have to like open the window? Is there anything that can block you from getting out?
If you're physically unable to open the window, if it's an old heavy window and you're too small, that can keep you from getting out. And in that case, if you're unable to go out the door into the hallway like you would normally exit a room, then the best thing to do is wait at the window. There's two things. Number one, firefighters usually check bedrooms first, especially if it's a fire at night, because that's where we suspect people will be. And if you're waiting at the window, people gathered outside watching the fire may see that you're in there, and then they can alert the firefighters. So instead of searching rooms where you're not, we can go directly to where you are.
What is the best thing to do in a fire if you get caught in one?
The best thing to do, if you're at home or anywhere, but especially at home, you hear a smoke detector going off, you want to get down low because smoke tends to go up high, so you want to crawl. Go to the door you normally exit out of and check it first with the back of your hand to see if it's hot. If it's not hot, you can crack it open and then look before you go out to make sure that the hallway isn't full of smoke and flame. And then if it's safe, you can go ahead and exit as you normally would. If that doesn't work, you need to find another way out, another door, or go out a window. And I think that's really important for people to practice what to do if there's a fire in their house. Have a plan for how to get out. Make sure you can get the windows open. If your bedroom's on a second floor, you have a ladder so that you can get out, and a plan for younger siblings, like who's going to help a baby brother or sister get out. And then finally, a meeting place where all the family gathers together and you can make sure that everyone got out. And then if someone didn't get out, when the fire department arrived, you're able to tell them, hey, there's still one person left, or we're missing this person and we think and you can tell us where to look.
How often do you change the batteries in your smoke detector?
You should change them every 6 months, and the easiest way to remember it is to change your batteries when you change the time at daylight savings time.
I'll have to tell my dad to change mine because every minute it's just like beep, beep.
And that's a good indicator that when it makes that beeping sound, that's the way the smoke detector tells you the battery's low. And that's the number one way to save your life if you have a fire in your home, is a smoke detector.
If a fire starts at home, should you try to put it out?
The best thing to do is get everyone out of the house and call 911. And that way you ensure that even if you try and get it out and you're not unable to, it can get very, very large, and then you might not have a chance to get out. So we recommend you just leave your house, get everybody out, and call 911.
Or what if your clothes catch on fire?
Then the best thing to do is cover your face, drop to the ground, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. I wanted to remind you too that it's important to know your address, so if you do need to call 911 for emergency, you're able to quickly tell the dispatcher where you are. And that's important too if you babysit, to know the address of the home where you're babysitting.
How many times do you have to practice fire drills at home or at school?
Well, I think it's a good idea to practice at least once a year, and it can be a fun thing.
Why is it important to have a meeting place?
A meeting place is important because then in a fire emergency where everybody's upset, you have a place that you've already decided ahead of time that's going to be safe, and it allows everyone to get together, and you can make sure every family member made it out safely. If you don't have a meeting place, you might have mom and dad going to one location and brother and sister going to another, and then you have no idea who might be left in the house. And that's something else I forgot to mention is firefighters love pets, and we will always attempt to rescue your pets. So it's important that you get yourselves out and not worry about your pets or your toys or your money. Fires spread quickly. You need to not worry about anything but getting yourself out. Ethan and Maddie, I want to thank you for coming by the station, and I hope you were able to learn a few things that you can take home and maybe help your families and yourselves be safer.
Thank you for coming and telling us about fires and answering our questions.
You're welcome.